You're watching the Rickvanman channel on YouTube.
Well, greetings and salutations. This is Rick. I do hope everyone's having a great day. You may have noticed you're in a slightly different position today. I'm trying a little experiment. I have no idea what you're going to be seeing at the time I'm making this video. Hopefully you'll get a slightly better view out of the window than you had last time. Last time I put you up on a little bracket that I've got attached to the ceiling, and this time well, I've stuffed the tripod into the seat, sort of wedged in there, and you're sat on top of the tripod. Basically what was happening was, I noticed when I got back from the last video, the dash cam that was here was really blocking your view, so I've moved the dash cam over so it's in the corner of the windscreen, but hopefully you moved you down as well, so hopefully you're going to get a slightly better view. Anyway, we'll see in editing. So I wanted to make this video, well, basically firstly to say thank you so much to everybody who left comments on my previous video regarding all of the suggestions and ideas of potential subject matter for future videos. There were some really good ideas in there, and at the moment I'm sort of still digesting those ideas and sort of mulling them over and trying to figure out in my head you know, what I can and can't do. It's also nice to know that I'm not the only one who mutters to themselves and talks to themselves, so that was quite reassuring to read as well. Now, when I last checked, I had nearly 180 comments on that last video in just a few days, and I'm not very good at replying to comments. I read every comment that I get. I always make a point of reading everyone's comments, but if I was to reply to 180 comments, it would take me about 3 or 4 days. So I decided I'd kind of thank everybody in the video instead of actually responding to them. Sometimes I also feel it's a little bit awkward if you only reply to some comments and not all, because then other people might feel a bit put out that you replied to someone and not themselves, you know. So us YouTubers get these things that we have to deal with in our heads, you know. So sometimes it's better just to do a group thank you, you know, rather than sort of single out individuals. But as you can see in front of us, we've got the ancient hill fort of Liddington. Hopefully you can see on the right hand side of the hill of the skyline, there's all sorts of bumps and wrinkles going on. That's actually an ancient Iron Age hill fort, which is rather cool, and I think I should take you up there one day. It's very windy up there. Whenever I've been up there, it's always been very windy, so it might be interesting trying to get some decent sound. But I think I should put that on my list of things to do in the summer, because you have to walk over a muddy field, and right now everything is just so wet everywhere. We've had so much rain, it would be ridiculous to try to walk up that hill, because I would come back looking like some sort of muddy bog monster. I know a lot of you suggested that going out in the van, trips out in the van, just things like this, or actually visiting little sort of off the beat places, you enjoy that. And I know a lot of you guys that live outside the UK have expressed an interest in seeing the UK, kind of the real UK, rather than the touristy bits, you know, the bits that are all dressed up for the tourists. So I think that's within the realms of possibility for me to do. Like today, I mean, we're just cruising down a little country lane. These are typical country lanes all over Britain. You know, this is average size. I know a lot of you guys in America have said you couldn't bear to drive on a road this small, but this is kind of normal for us. These are kind of like A roads. Well, maybe B roads. A roads are usually dual carriageways or much bigger, but the whole country, you could go from one end of the country to the other on little roads like this, and sort of come across all sorts of little villages like this. And I'm just kind of had an idea popped into my head there. I could tour up through the country, couldn't I, and just kind of take in little places like this. But yeah, I suppose you'd have to sort of stop and get out and have a look around. It seems a bit daft just to kind of drive through them. I've just sort of realised, I've just actually realised I've gone the wrong way, but I can take a little detour down here and hopefully get back on the right road again. I'm actually trying to get up to the Ridgeway, which is or the part of the Ridgeway I want is near Wayland Smithy, which is an ancient monument, but I want to see if I can cycle to it, because it's quite a hike from where you park your car to where the actual monument is. So I thought it would be quite fun. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of walking long distances. I used to be, but these days I think I'd rather do it on a bike. So I think I'm just getting lazy in my old age, but I don't care. So that's what I'm going to look at today. I just want to look at the track to see whether my bike can cope with it, because it's not a mountain bike. It's kind of like a road bike with sort of mountain bike handlebars and mudguards. So it's sort of like a touring bike, but I'm just not thrilled at the idea of cycling on today's modern roads, because there are so many crazy drivers around. That was a nice Jaguar. So yeah, but if I can find cycle routes that are, you know, off the beaten track, then I may very well be tempted to try a few of them out. And I've got a helmet cam. I've got a microphone built into the helmet, bike helmet, cycle helmet. So hopefully I could be able to make some cycling along video logs. Although I know they tend to be make people a bit queasy, because I use the GoPro, and of course if the GoPro is on the helmet, then all the time I'm moving my head, you're kind of getting that barreling effect and making you queasy. I also had several suggestions about canal boating, and a number of people suggested I should look into it. Now, it just so happens that yesterday I got an invite from my nephew. My nephew owns a canal boat, but I've never seen it. I've never been on it. So yesterday I went down to the local marina where he keeps it, and I actually spent the whole day on a canal boat, and I was introduced to a whole new world. It was one of those events that left me, when I walked away, thinking, look at this rain there. Whoa, lots of flooding. See what I mean about lots of water? So, which is, I guess, is not a problem if you're on a canal, because that's what you need, is lots of water. But anyway, I had a fantastic time on this canal boat. We didn't actually go anywhere. We were just moored up in the marina all day, drinking tea, and I was getting the guided tour and the rundown on what it is to own a canal boat, and the practicalities of it, and how good it is, and how a relaxed world it is. It sort of opened my eyes to this whole new world that I never really knew existed. I mean, I know what canal boats are, and I've seen canals, and I've seen canal boats on them, but I've never really kind of projected myself into a canal boat, into that kind of lifestyle. And I got a taste of it yesterday, and I have to say I really liked what I saw. And I thought it could actually be really good for me, life on a canal boat, because it would, think of the material to make videos on to start with. But then it just means you get out there, it really is a case of you're outside every day. If you want to drive anywhere, it's all in the open air. You're there with the elements. Great in the summer, not so great in the winter, but still fun. And it's actually quite affordable. It's, for the last year or so, I've been pondering ideas like, perhaps getting a little static caravan somewhere, or maybe getting a caravan just to sort of tow along and go to places. Because one of the problems I got with this van, it's incredibly uncomfortable to sleep in. I'm just too tall for the bed, and at the moment I'm not sure I want to do a whole rebuild of the bed thing, because it's going to be quite a big deal. So I was looking at alternatives anyway, and this kind of canal boat thing popped up yesterday, and it's now very firmly on my radar. I'm not really in a position to do anything for at least a year, maybe 2 years, but in a year or two I may be in a position to engage with something like that. So I think it's going to be a case of watch this space. I'm going to be watching lots of videos on it and learning what I can, and really having to save the pennies to see whether or not I can actually, make something like that possible. But I think for now, for the time being, it's very firmly on the radar. But today we are heading out towards a little village called Bishopstone, and then we're going to go through, and then we've got to turn right at. I think we turn right at Bishopstone actually, and then go up the hill, and then there's the Ridgeway path actually crosses the road, and that's the path that I want to check out. It's actually the Ridgeway, which is an ancient pathway that's been there since the UK was inhabited, I think, and it's kind of an ancient right of way where you can sort of walk and take your dog and ride a horse, and I'm not sure whether you can take a vehicle on there anymore. I think there was a bit of a war between the ramblers and the off-wheel, the off-roaders, and I think the ramblers won, but I'm not sure. In fact, there'll probably be a signpost up there. I'll have a look. I should mention that I also got challenged to something called the Accent Challenge. I think was where you read out a list of words and answer some questions, and it's all to do with your accent. So I shall be doing that in a separate video, but I'll be doing that hopefully quite soon. So that'll be coming up. In the meanwhile, we're just going through the little village of Bishopstone, which is a nice little village, and lovely thatched roofs everywhere. Well, not everywhere. A lot of I think there's a few little modern houses that have sprung up in amongst all the old ones. More thatch. I love thatched cottages. They just look so awesome. Don't know why. There's just something really kind of cozy about them. I'm not sure I'd want to live in one. I'm not a huge fan of spiders, for one, and I think you have to completely change the roof every so many years. I don't know if it's 10 years or 20 years or whatever. There's another one, a thatched cottage. Little duck pond, village pond. More thatch. Little ducks and things on the top of that one, all carved out in the thatch. Okay, we're at the little bit. There's another look. All these thatched cottages everywhere. Lovely. They look even better in the summer, obviously, when the sun's snowing. When the sun's snowing? When the sun's shining. Right, I've got to turn right here. We're not that far from the actual Ridgeway now. Lots of walkers around here as well. This is the Ridgeway pulls them in. So he's going that way. Is he going to let me go? Yes, he is. Thank you. Another specific question that I had was, have you considered model aircraft? The answer to that is yes, and I used to do model aircraft, but I found it was a bit of a money pit hobby. I would spend a fortune on building, hours and hours building these planes from scratch, and I would go out and cartwheel them on their first on their first go, and would end up just kind of going home very despondent and disheartened. I did have a 2-channel radio control aeroplane called a Gentle Lady, and that was I think it was like a 3-meter wingspan. It was quite a big one, and I must admit I did have hours of fun of that. It was just literally a 2-channel. It was all the controls were on the tailplane, but as soon as I got involved with 3-channel, everything just went out of the window. Oh, he's going a bit fast, wasn't he? Right, this is the road I want to check out. Ooh, this is a bit bumpy, isn't it? Ooh. Right. I'm only going to stop for a second. I'm just going to have a quick look at the path. What I'll do is I'll stop this camera and I'll start up the other camera, and I'll go and have a look at the path and see what it's like. And if it looks cyclable, then I'm going to come back here and cycle it. Not today, but another day. Right then, this is the weird bit where I do that talking to myself thing. Hope nobody's watching. Big aeroplane. Right, here we are at the Ridgeway. Luckily I've got my decent boots on today, going to need them. There we go, got my walking boots on today. This is the Ridgeway. We are somewhere, where are we? Wayland Smithy, Barrow, Bishopstone. We've just been through. Here we go. You are here. There we go. That's it. So it's difficult to do this on a selfie stick. So we basically came through Bishopstone, through Ashbury, turned right. We're in this car park here. Now the Wayland Smithy Long Barrow is up here, but it's actually quite a way. And then we've got the White Horse, which I've been to many times before. Blowingstone. I've never seen that before. Never heard of that. Might have to look that one up. And Sexbury Castle as well. Never heard of that as well. Seen the Devil's Punch Bowl. Devil's Punch Bowl. Can show you that. But this is all the Ridgeway. This red path. This is that ancient path that just kind of goes on through all of these different. You know, you got West Kennet Long Barrow down there. Silbury Hill, Avery Stone Circle, Hackpen White Horse Hill, Barbary Castle. Liddington Castle, which I was telling you about earlier. So there's some really cool historic stuff around here. So I think I'm going to have to do some tours of it. That would be really cool. So, oops, I don't think it is. You're on a selfie stick at the moment, which is quite long at the moment. So the road where the car park is treacherous. Look at it, awful. But this looks quite promising. The actual path, I can cycle on this, although it's pretty muddy, or it's wet. So if I cycle over it, I'm going to get a load of spray. Although I've got mud guards, so that's okay. I'm quite a big fan of dark-looking skies. I don't know why. They always impress me, and it's pretty dark-looking. Like I say, you can see the rain falling out of the sky there, which is pretty awesome. Oh, all I can say is roll on the summer and the spring, because it's pretty cold out here. My hands are freezing, especially holding this cold metal selfie stick. So, right, anyway, I'm going to head back to the van, and I will see you in a moment. So, there we go. That's all I wanted to do today, really, was just check out that path. It's pretty muddy. I might wait till a drier day, to be honest. We've had so much rain to make everything soaking wet for so long. I think I'm going to wait for a little break in the weather before I come up here, and then I'll try to come up here on a weekday, and it should be quite a nice, pleasant little trip on the bike, and I'll try to film it for Cam. I've also got the Ridgeway goes that way as well, but that's all downhill, I think, if I remember rightly. So which is fine when you're going out on the bike, but it means you've got to come up a hill when you're heading back, which is hard work, and I'm not very fit at the moment. Obviously, getting out on the bike is a good thing. Obviously, get me a little bit fitter and lose a little bit of weight, which would be nice. And I'm also currently working on losing a bit of weight just through the foods that I eat, and I probably hear some of you groaning again, going, "Oh no, not again!" But yeah, I've invented what I call my diet curry, and I might make a video on that one day. And basically, I can eat as much of this curry as I like. I'm still having pancakes for breakfast in the morning, and I'm still losing weight. So it's not a bad little arrangement. I'm quite happy with it. And I've also started, been doing it for a little while, is just jumping around in front of a fitness YouTube video for 10 minutes most mornings, and it's amazing how that can really just sort of energize you and give you a little bit more energy, and kind of, you know, makes you get up and go sort of more prominent. So anyway, I'm going to drive back the way we came, so you've seen all this, so there's no point in this video going on any longer. So thanks for watching, guys. Oh, not sure what that noise was. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video, which will no doubt be the accent video, and then I might make a few other random videos on top of those, just purely, like I say, just to get back into the whole practice of making videos. So until then, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I will see you in the next video. Take care.